So let's learn about .gitignore file. So .gitignore is a configuration file used in Git to specify files and directories that should be ignored by Git when tracking changes in a repository. Okay, so let's go back to our Git repo. So let me create a new file .gitignore. Right, so I'm in the new branch. Right, so let me go to our main. Let me do it from my main. Okay, so if you check ls, so we don't have any gitignore here, and neither it is visible here, right? Because it's a hidden file. So if I say vim dot gitignore, basically it's empty, right? So if you can see here, like we can specify what all directories I should ignore. Okay, so let's say I want to ignore any name. Let's say we can ignore, like let's say I. So in vim, if you want to write anything, you can say I, which is basically insert, and I can say star dot log. So what I'm saying here is, please ignore any files that ends with log. Okay, so let me save this. So you can say colon wq. Okay, so let's go and add a new file. Let's say touch, and then I can say debug log, debug.log. But now if I say git status, it doesn't track that debug.log, right? But if I say touch debug.lot, not log but lot, and if I say status again, so you can see Git is tracking this debug.lot file, but it doesn't track the debug.log file, right? So why should we use .gitignore? It helps us prevent unnecessary or sensitive files from being accidentally committed to the repository, and also it enhances our repository cleanliness and it reduces clutter. Okay, so you can see here, if you want to ignore compiled files, so you can say star.class or star.jar. Or if you want to ignore like Node.js modules, then you can say Node modules. And if you want to ignore logs, so you can ignore them by based on the folder or the file. Like any folder from logs will be ignored, or any file that ends with log will be ignored. Okay, so this is about our gitignore.